Hello everyone, it's Christina from Our Wood Home. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I hope that you enjoy this video and will stick around for some other videos. Today I'm going to be doing a much needed clean of my house. I had kind of a lazy weekend. I don't like to use the word lazy, but I needed to rest, so I had a restful weekend and just did the bare minimum for cleaning. So there's a lot of things that need to be put away, dishes to be washed, the floors definitely need to be cleaned. So I thought I would take you along for this process because I'm all about sharing real life here on my channel. Let's get started with cleaning. First up is the dining room. It kind of becomes a catch-all for any meal planning or list writing that I'm doing. Also, when we get packages in the mail, we open them on the dining room table, and sometimes the packages stay there a little longer than necessary, but this is a really easy fix. It only took me a few minutes to get this room sorted out. Actually, this whole cleaning process in real time took me less than 24 minutes, which kind of makes me feel like maybe I should have been doing this all weekend, but as I said in the intro, I definitely needed a rest, so I'm glad that I took it. But it's still nice to know that I can get my house back in order in a pretty short amount of time. I've sped up all of the clips for this video just so that you're not watching a 24-minute video of me cleaning, but I hope that it will still be motivating for you. You can see that I've left some packages on the table because those are my husband's, and as a general rule of thumb, I don't put his things like that away. I don't move them. I'll just kind of collect them in one corner of the table or counter, and he can deal with that when he gets home. I keep my laundry drying racks in the dining room because I dry my clothes by the wood stove. You can see the pipe coming out of the living room there. This is something that I'll do until the weather gets warm enough to actually hang the clothes outside. I really like drying my clothes this way. It definitely uses less energy since I'm not using the dryer, but it also just makes the clothes feel a little bit better, I think. It is kind of annoying to have them right in the dining room, but when we eat at the table, we sit on the opposite side so the chairs aren't bumping into the drying rack. And when we have guests over, there is not laundry hanging, the racks are put away, it looks clean and orderly. Next up is the living room. This is where we spend most of our time together when we're at home, so it can pretty easily get cluttered and messy. I'm just going to start by taking everything out that doesn't need to be here and putting it where it belongs. So for example, I'm going to gather up any dishes from the weekend, put those away, and just work on cleaning off all the flat surfaces before I actually wipe them down. And I didn't film this part, but I did clean the floors everywhere. Hand washing dishes is probably my least favorite chore ever. It reminds me of when I was young and we did not have a dishwasher growing up, so my brothers and I had to wash all the dishes, and we were a family of 5. It was just not a fun experience, so when we were buying our house, my husband and I were buying our house, a dishwasher was at the top of my list. I know that sounds maybe not important, but it was very important to me. That being said, there's a lot of things that I don't put in the dishwasher. Wooden bowls, wooden utensils, our cutting knives, that kind of thing. So I end up washing those by hand. It's not fun, but it needs to be done, so I do it. One of the ways I try to keep it bearable is wearing dishwashing gloves. That way my hands don't get really dry and sore from constantly being in the water. And it makes me just feel a little bit more productive. I can get the water hotter and just feel like I get a really good clean more than I would with just bare hands. So I'm gonna do the dishes here. It took maybe 5 minutes to get all of this done. Really not that long, but nevertheless, it's a chore I don't enjoy doing. I like to have my countertops clean and free of anything that is not required for daily use. For example, I always have my utensil holder, my canisters of flour next to my mixer, my knife block, basket for eggs, and my husband's coffee percolator. Those are always on the counter. Everything else I would prefer if it was not on the counter, but sometimes things pile up, like extra storage containers that I need to take downstairs where they belong, my cup that I drink from throughout the day. If I'm finished with it, I like to wash it, put it away. And I don't know if you can see very well, but under the counter on the far left, there's a wooden cabinet that doesn't quite reach the top of the counter, or the underside of the counter, I guess. So there's a little bit of space that quickly becomes cluttered with papers and mail and random things we just find throughout the house. It's kind of a place to put things to be dealt with later, but I really don't like when things pile up there, so I'm going to make sure to get that organized, put things where they belong, and dust off the top of that. In addition, I'm just going to put all the dishes away and do a general tidying of the kitchen. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you found it encouraging. Sometimes I think with YouTube and social media, it's very easy to forget that the people we're watching are real people who don't live in perfectly clean homes all the time. I definitely don't want to be showing a messy house on the internet frequently, but I think it's still important to be real with people to some degree and to be honest about how we really live our lives if homemaking is something that we talk about on our channels, and that's something I talk about. I don't want to give the impression that my home is always perfectly clean and organized, because it's not. And I'm guessing most of you watching are probably in the same boat as me. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you leave me a comment or give the video a thumbs up. I invite you to take a look around at some of the other videos here on my channel, and if you like what you see, please consider subscribing. Again, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.